Now we're at the second block of abundance in this short 3-part series of Deblocking Abundance. We are going into greater detail and looking at how to remove them so that you can have the vision of your life, business, and legacy that you want. So we're going to talk about safety patterns. These are patterns of belief that help you make sense of yourself and the world when you are very, very, very young. And they get put into place by your brain as a way to protect you, hence the name safety pattern. These patterns represent your inner world and what strategies we need to protect ourselves emotionally, physically, and mentally. They are interpreted internally, and then they are projected externally in how we experience our lives, ourselves, and the world around us. And safety patterns are programs that get laid down in your brain as a way to make sense of the world and to protect you. They have been in place at a very young age, sometimes even in utero. All of your beliefs about who you are and how the world works are mostly in place by the time you're 6 years old, if not much, much sooner. As I said, could even be in utero. These are beliefs about how good you are, how much you deserve, how much love you can have or experience in your life, how safe you are to express yourself just as you are, and how much you feel you fit into your family and the world at large. Yes, all of these are put into place by the time you are 6 years old, if not much earlier. The problem with this is that you would not ask a 6-year-old or a younger child to solve your issues around feeling safe to launch your business, or to tell you if you deserve a loving relationship, or tell you how successful you are allowed to be. You would never ask a 6-year-old to help you resolve these challenges in your life. No, you would ask a 6-year-old where to find earthworms, how to climb a play structure, or to draw a butterfly. You would not let a 6-year-old determine how much freedom you get in starting your business or how safe it is for you to open your heart to a new relationship. Yet it is this younger version of yourself that has already decided how you are to deal with stress, fear, and overwhelm, how you are to deal with not feeling safe or having a lot of tension put on yourself, and how expressed you are allowed to be, and how safe it is to be loved, how safe it is to be successful and be seen in the world. It is this much younger version of yourself that needed to make sense of their world. And in doing that, they created some patterns that are no longer useful for who you are today. As an adult, the adult you wants more from life. You want to be expressed, successful, have a large sense of freedom, and feel free and safe in doing whatever it is you choose to do, and to be whole and complete just as you are. So you can see how the safety pattern that was installed by a much younger version of yourself is actually causing challenges in your life as an adult. It might have helped you get through your childhood, but is now no longer useful to a person who has a lot more ability to keep themselves safe and cognition about how the world works. Children between the ages of 3 and 6 are in their magical thinking phase. So they will make a lot of things up that are just not true. This is really fun when you're playing make-believe with them, yet it's not great when they do it to protect themselves, and decades later, it's detrimental to their adult selves. Let me give you an example. So a child is a very tense family environment where they express themselves and get punished, get shamed, or worse, for being their expressive little self. So if this happens enough, that child does not feel safe expressing who they are or being seen in their family. Because when they are seen by other family members, they become a target for punishment, shame, or anger. This experience has this little child decide they are safest when they are not seen and when they do not express themselves. Now you fast forward decades later, when this child is an adult and they have the experience that their family does not value them or they don't feel seen by their family. They also have this experience at work or in relationships where they don't feel seen or able to be themselves. If this was your childhood growing up, you might experience it as freezing up when you go to launch your business, or you may panic when you have to speak publicly, or you're terrified to post on social media, or you just can't quite seem to get to that next level of success where people take notice of you in your business. This is because there's a subconscious safety pattern running that says it is not safe to be seen. So anything you consciously do to promote yourself or become successful, your subconscious brain views it as a threat to your safety. So it will derail, block, or diminish any efforts or results that have you be publicly successful or recognized in any significant way. This is where your conscious and your subconscious brains work against each other. And it causes so much stress, frustration, and overwhelm. Your safety pattern of you are safest when you are not seen gets priority because the subconscious part of your brain, your reptilian brain, is responsible for your safety. So the blocks it puts up are formidable. Another example, let's say there's a baby that is very, very young, probably can't even walk yet, and it's crying. We know babies cry when they need something. Yet this baby's home life is not one where it gets cared for either physically or emotionally. So when the baby cries, no one comes. Or what they bring is not what the baby is wanting, like food, a clean diaper, or to be held, love, and to feel safe. If this happens enough, the child will stop reaching for what they need. They will go without what they need because they have a repeated experience of not getting what they need when they need it. So they'll stop asking for it. You fast forward decades later. As an adult, this person is not able to ask for what they need in relationships or get the support they want in business, or they feel they have to do it all themselves. They feel like there's never anyone to help them. And they tend to do it all themselves because they do not have an experience of being able to get what they need when they need it or how they need it from such a young age. And this becomes the truth. This becomes the pattern of how they see the world and how it works. This becomes their experience of the world. They have to do it all themselves or they have to go without. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing things yourself. Yet if it leaves you stressed out, feeling alone, overwhelmed, fatigued, or it depletes your adrenals and you have no time for yourself, then that is a problem. Yet it can feel like an impossible task to ask for help, support, or assistance when you have the safety patterns running that you don't have the right to need, or that you won't get what you need, or that no one is there to help you and you have to do it all yourself. If this was your experience as a child, then you might now be dealing with relationships where you feel like you're always giving and they don't give back. Or it's always up to you to save everyone, to make everyone else feel okay when there's an upset. And it's just too much for you at times. Or you might have the experience of feeling relief when you just do it yourself. You also feel stressed having to do all of life yourself without any support. This experience is revisable, because safety patterns are revisable. This is just your subconscious brain deciding it's better for you to go without than for you to experience the heartbreak of not being given what you need when you were so vulnerable, helpless, and reliant on others to take care of you for your survival and safety, who did not then take care of you as you needed. Reliving that heartbreak feels like you're gonna die. So your subconscious brain that is in charge of your safety would rather have you do it yourself or go without than to experience that fear of not being taken care of at such a vulnerable young age. This is safety patterning. Your subconscious brain doesn't know time, so it's acting as if you're still that vulnerable little young baby. So you can see how your much younger self was trying to make sense of their world and decided something that is now still running in your adult world. And if it's causing any type of upset, fear, challenge, friction, or stress, then it would be useful to get it revised. Remember, the good news is safety patterns are all revisable. How do you revise safety patterns? It's important to notice the behavior that you're doing that you do not want to do anymore, like freezing up when there's an important decision to make, procrastinating when you need to have a critical conversation, or dreading looking at your finances. Or notice what behavior you'd like to have that you're not having, like making decisions with confidence, managing your income with ease, or having success where you are recognized in your industry and knowing that you can handle whatever comes next. Behavior is the highest quality of information. So it's important to notice what you want to experience and what you are currently experiencing in your day that you don't want. Once you have that information, you need tools to revise the structure of the pattern, because awareness is just the first step. But you need those tools to revise the structure of the pattern so it no longer holds you back or sabotages your success. These tools take the experience that your subconscious brain is having about what keeps you safe and the experience of what your conscious brain actually wants in the world and collapses them in the quantum field. This neutralizes the pattern that you don't want and creates a new pattern of behavior that you do want. This new chosen pattern can support you in what you are wanting to create as your adult self. For example, you may have a safety pattern that you cannot be too successful because that would upset your family. They would not like it, and they may not like you for being successful. And we take that pattern and we bring in a new one of your choosing, like your family accepts you for who you are. And then we rewire the pattern so that it shifts the unwanted pattern and collapses into reality the chosen pattern for a different experience. It's literally that simple. Now, some patterns run in clusters, so you might have to do different multiple layers as you notice what shows up. There are always multiple patterns, and as I've mentioned in other videos, you don't have to address every pattern. You only need 1% to shift for transformation. If you want to learn more about revising your safety patterns, pick a time below to connect and we can chat more.